Hello everyone. So I'm Arpita Kaul, Assistant Professor Sri Venkateshwara College. Welcome to the lecture on redemption of debentures. So if you remember, last time we discussed the methods of redemption, in which we have already discussed the lump sum method. Second was installments or draw of lots methods. We've also done the accounting entries for the same. Third was conversion, and the last was purchase of own debentures in open market. We haven't discussed the purchase of own debentures in open market. I am skipping it for the later part. So let's now continue with the second important thing, that is sources of redemption of debentures. I noticed in the last video, I think the font size is a little less, so let me just increase it. I think 14 should be sufficient. Okay, so yeah, the sources of redemption of debentures, in which we are going to do, one is out of capital, second will be out of profit, and the last one is conversion. So let's begin with the first, out of capital. As it suggests, it means that when you have to redeem the debentures, when you have to repay the debentures, from where are you going to repay it? It means that you are not going to use the profits that you have. See, the profits that you have in a company are usually used for paying the dividends. Okay, so if you are using it for paying the dividends, you can obviously not use it for redeeming of debentures. Thus, when you are using capital and not profit, this is what we call out of capital. So the entry, simple entry that we are going to discuss for redemption of debentures, when you are redeeming it out of capital. When it becomes due, it is debenture to debenture holder with whatever amount it becomes due. Second is, this is possible when it is at par. Now there is a possibility that it is at a premium. What are you going to do in case of, in case of when it is at a premium? See, the next one is, you are going to redeem it at a premium. That means debenture to, premium on redemption, because premium on redemption is like a loss for you, so that's why you debited it to debenture holder. Right? These are in case of due. So here, when it was at par, it was due, and when you actually pay it, the entry is debenture holder to bank, right? While when you are paying it at a premium, the entry will be again, obviously, debenture holder to bank. Please note that this premium, if while you were issuing, you have debited the loss on issue, that is premium on redemption you have shown as loss on issue, then you do, and you have written it off, then there is no need of this entry that I am telling you. But if you have not, then for writing off of this premium, you will have to pass an entry, and that will be securities premium or free reserves that you have to premium on redemption. Only in case you have not written it off earlier as a loss on issue, right? So this is for the case of premium. So this was at par, this is at premium. Now the last is at a discount. What if it is at a discount? Again, obviously, it's going to be debenture to debenture holder, and this discount is actually like a profit to you. So to capital reserve, because you're redeeming it at a profit or at a discount, I will say, in other words. You can also do it to profit on redemption and then profit on redemption to capital reserve. And finally, the entry that you do for payment, that is debenture holder to bank. We can create certain gap. And this is at the discount, right? So this is clear. So when you are redeeming out of capital, there are three cases: at par, premium, or discount. Now let's come to the second case, which is out of profit. What in case you are redeeming out of profit? What do you mean by redeeming out of profit? It means whatever profit that you're making, from that profit you are taking certain profit and creating a reserve. The reserve that we create here is known as debenture redemption reserve. Why are we creating it? So that we can make the payment. Now the question is, from the profit, please remember the difference between cash flow and profit and loss account. Now आप अगर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में से कुछ प्रॉफिट निकालते हैं तो आपके पास कैश तो नहीं आ जाता पेमेंट करने के लिए, वो कैश कहाँ से आएगा? So this means that what are you going to do in case of out of profit is, one, you are going to create a debenture redemption reserve from the profit and loss, one. Secondly, you are also going to invest this amount in certain investment, and that is known as debenture redemption investment. So these are the two accounts that you are going to create in case of out of profit, when the redemption is out of profit. Any doubts? Please see it carefully. Now see, there are certain rules, Companies Act, guidelines, etc. The recent ones. The recent one being 2019. Before that, August 2019. Before that, it said that you have to take 25% of your profit and put it in the debenture redemption reserve. That's the minimum amount. Having said that you have to do in addition 15%, minimum 15% you have to invest in the debenture redemption investment. Okay, but now the rule has changed. That is, it says that 10% has to be minimum put in the debenture redemption reserve and 15% has to be invested. Now this again varies from company to company. So for example, if I talk about companies like all Indian financial institutions regulated by RBI, they do not have to create a DRR, and they do not have to create a DRR, debenture redemption reserve investment account. Okay. But if I am talking about unlisted company, have to 10% for DRR minimum, I'm telling you, and 15% for investment purpose. Okay, clear? This is according to notification dated 16th August 2019 issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So you would notice in the books, many books like J.R. Munga, the change has not yet come. Rajkumar Saha, the change has not yet come. Questions are being done on 25% rate and 15% rate. Alok Kumar, I do see the change is there. So we will now try to do a question based on it, but obviously before doing the question we need to understand the entries. We have understood one part of it, that we are creating a reserve. From what we are creating a reserve? From P&L we are creating a reserve. So obviously for creating that reserve, the first entry that you will pass is, let's say there are 5 years. Okay, after 5 years you have to redeem. In the first year you will first create the DRR. So the entry will be P&L to DRR. Now having said that, I am also telling you that you don't only have to create the DRR, you have to invest also. That means you have to do another entry for investment purpose, and the entry for investment purpose will be, think about it, what will be the entry for investment purpose? It will be, no idea, very simple, DRI, sorry, to bank. Okay, so this will be the entry. Now this will be happening the first year. Now second year again this entry will happen. Third year again this entry will happen. Fourth year again this entry will happen. Now I have to notice what about the fifth year, the last year, because in the last year I am going to redeem, so therefore I am not going to make this investment in the last year, right? But yes, I am going to transfer this amount into the DRR. So therefore, when in the last year I am making this entry that I'll receive the money by selling the investment, so it will be bank to DRI. Not only this, I'll also be receiving interest to interest on DRI. This DRI can be for every year actually, which I'm showing it here. Not only in the last year it will be there, it will be there in every year, because you'll be getting certain investment every year. And then finally when you will be making the payment, that is going to be the same, due debenture to debenture holder, right? And then debenture holder, read debt as debenture holder to bank, right? And लास्ट में जब आपके पास DRR रह गया, वो कहाँ ट्रांसफर करोगे आप? जनरल रिजर्व में। रिडेम्पशन आपने कर दी, तो जो आपने क्रिएट किया था उसको आप जनरल रिजर्व में ट्रांसफर कर देंगे, ठीक है? Any problem? So you can practice certain questions based on this. I am giving you one question here. Please write down, on 1st April 2017, the following were the balances in the books of W Limited. It is an unlisted company, please note. 9% debentures you have of 60 lakh rupees. Then it says these are the debentures. Then you have debenture redemption reserve already. The redemption reserve that you have is of 5 lakh. That means 1 lakh more you require for redemption. And the board of directors decided to transfer adequate amount to debenture redemption reserve on 31st March 2018. The redemption of debenture will take place on 31st March 2020. So this balance was on 1st April 2017. Okay. Cut it here. Then secondly it states that on 31st March 2018 you are transferring the adequate amount, and finally on 31st March 2020 you are redeeming. Okay, so the first year, that is 31st March 2018, you will be transferring the amount. What is the amount? P&L to how much? DRR. How much you want to transfer? Please note 1 lakh, because sorry, 10% is the minimum. 10% of 60 lakh is 6 lakh, but 5 lakh you already